when we left the farm, we came here. Some bees are still here with us because they know this is their property. So,
Good afternoon, sir. Please, can you tell us your name?
my name is Abdulwazi Termizi, popularly known as Assault within Abu Mubashir.
Good afternoon. Sir, I want to interview you about beekeeping. What can you tell us about beekeeping, sir?
Beekeeping, as the name implies, is one of the lucrative agricultural business that is being done nowadays, in which the scientific modulations and specifications have gone beyond where somebody can even think of. So beekeeping, uh, as I've taken it, is a side hustle. It can be used as a side hustle, whereby one, in one way or the other, will take it as a form of a privilege and do every other kind of things that will not disturb the primary job or primary employment one can be doing. But as beekeeping implies, it's just the taking care of bees, because they are special uh, organisms that usually infiltrate the society in the best of ways. They are not only having a symbiotic relationship, but as well having some parasitic relationship to some other living organisms that are around us. But as human beings, beekeeping has always been one of the best acts of agricultural enhancements, where one in one way or the other can benefit a lot from it.
Thank
So
you
that's
very
just the
much, sir.
summary.
So I want you to tell us, like, how much, if you want to start the beekeeping, like, how much is the capital to start it, sir?
To start beekeeping, I cannot say zero capital, but if one has a wood like this, at least one, you will see bees flying around. So I usually call them my beautiful hardworking ladies, and I will explain later if the if the time permits me to explain that. You see them flying all around, and without disturbing us, and also we not disturbing them. So this means that if one want to plan to aid beekeeping, as you have said, you just need a certain amount of number of roots. Then just find a carpenter somewhere. You can also do it by yourself, together with that metal you see. So that thing will just stay on the metal, or you can stay on the block, as one as used as an example there. So everything, due to the Nigerian situation and the likes now, we can say that by the time one has like 20,000 naira, he or she must be able to become a beekeeper, at least with a hive, because that one is called a hive. Yes.
Thank you very much, sir. So I want to ask, like, how many years have you been in the business now, and is there any regret so far?
Thank you for that question. I've used almost 7 years in beekeeping now, currently. I could remember I started that when I was in the university. I graduated from Federal University of Technology, Akure, as a civil engineering student then. But I decided that before I graduated, I have to do something, like we do a side hustle. I decided that, okay, let me venture into beekeeping. So I started keeping bees, so popularly known as apiculture in Agric. So I started that when I was in Akure before I continued when I finished my NYC during my school days up till now. And I've never regretted doing this. I've never, because I plan my time. I go to the farms the way I like. Nobody will tell me when I will go and when I should not go, and I have nothing to deceive them the moment they are in the hive. But before they enter the hive, then you have to give them some beeswax, and some other things that are embedded together. So as beekeepers, just for us to call them from whenever they are. that okay, this is your new house, so you won't be living where you are living before. The moment we give them that food and they already occupy that space, then we have no problem again than just to be looking after them and be doing every sort of thing. So I've never regretted. In fact, beekeeping is a side hustle to me, but I've never gotten any employment being as a civil engineer. But this is what I use since my inception as a beekeeper, right from my secondary, right from my university days.
Thank you very much, sir. So as we all know, all businesses have their own challenges. Is it that you've never for once faced any challenges so far in your beekeeping business?
Beekeeping has a lot of challenges, a lot. I cannot even mention all. But before I could mention those challenges, one thing about everything is to be resilient in whatever you do and have a focus or determination that you are going to succeed in this. The moment you have that resilience in you, then every other challenges will just be a wheel of the past. So one of the major challenges beekeepers are facing nowadays, especially in the Nigeria of today, is the aspect of security. You know, in fact, we human beings, we are even begging God for security, not to talk of what human beings are trying to put in place. So if that should be the case, then like we've just lay the eyes and the stand, because that wood is called the hive and that metal is called the stand. So like we just made it like that. So when it is time to harvest, we have some set of people that also will be thinking the way we are thinking. As we are farmers, they are also thefts, or what would they call it? Thieves. So the moment it's about, or we are on the verge of harvesting, the next thing they will do is that they will just go and harvest it. They will kill those bees using fires, and the way we used to harvest, we cannot kill them, because when you kill bees in the next couple of months, you won't be able to harvest again, because those are days that are working for us. In fact, there is a scientific research which says that in the next 4 years, let's say the bees are into extinction, then human being generally 4 years to that time will no more exist, which means that there is symbiotic relationship between the bees and human being. So that's it. So then secondly, aside security issue, we usually have the challenges of bees not coming into the hives at the right time. We will give them food, they will come, they will visit their foods. After eating they will run away. Until after some months. In fact, at times we feel like, what kind of the work is this? I'm not doing it again, no. So that is why one has to be patient and resilient with whatever he or she does, especially in the aspect of beekeeping. It's a very lucrative job, but one needs to be patient with it. Another one, let me just bring one more, is that when bees are there, as you are seeing them flying, going all around, as you are seeing them like that, we have some organisms that do affect them. One of them is a bee beetle, or we call it wax beetle. So the moment they are in the hives, those bees will not be able to strive, because they are like enemy to the bees. The moment they can compound the problem of the bees, those bees will fly away without completing their assignment in that wood. I mean, in that hive, without completing their assignment. When they run away, then it will be at a shortage on the part of the beekeeper. But everything has solution concerning it.
Thank you very much, sir.
Welcome.
I want to ask this question again. That, like, what's the interval, the harvesting period, like within a year? Is it that I can harvest them every day? Like I can see my honey every
Thank
day?
you very much.
Or a particular time for it, sir?
Actually, it depends on one's seriousness, quote and unquote, and the environment one tries to raise or rear their bees. So in a very serene environment where every other factors are said to be constant, that is, no security problem, no wax beetle, nothing. Everything is silent, is on the verge, on the best. And bees are flowing, they are walking in and out. Because you see them flowing around like this,
Yeah.
they go for a nectar. Every flowering plant around, you see the banana wedges and the likes, every flowering plant around, they go there to suck nectar from it. After sucking nectar, they have something called pollen. Their pollen is the combination of their saliva and what we call ambrosia. Ambrosia is let's say like honey. They will mix that thing, their saliva, with the nectar they've already sucked from the hibiscus flower or any other kind of flowering fruits or plants that they suck. So it will now be win-win. They suck from those plants, they will win in the sense that they will suck the nectar and they will replace it with their own saliva, which is the ambrosia. So that is why in any farm where beekeeping or beekeepers are being worked there, one thing about those farms is that their harvest will be totally different from others. It will be so good, so nice, so entertaining. So what have you? So that is why anywhere beekeepers are working, they will also indirectly be feeding other kind of farmers. So back to your question is that those cases that are put under consideration are needed so that one can go in line with whatever that is put in the right direction. So if all those things are put into constant, then every 3 months you keep harvesting. You keep harvesting because we have ways to harvest. So I may not be able to explain that because we cannot harvest while like this. Health bees will attack us because we have the soldiers and the lights among them.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So I got a question from what you just answered.
Okay.
So like this hive now, like is it like can I see like 100 cakes from it, or what's
Okay.
the
It depends.
proportion of
It
the honey I can
depends.
see from the hive?
From a hive, at least a hive must contain like 20,000 bees. I
Okay.
mean, those things you are seeing flying around. At least must have 20,000 bees for you to have a serious harvest, a renowned harvest. So you might have 50,000, might have 100,000 bees. So the more the bees are working and so spectacular in the way they work, then the more you are likely to get honey there. So which means that you can get like 5 liters, you can get like 10 liters. I've gotten a 20 liters from a hive before. In fact, one of my recent harvests. So it depends. And at times you visit the hive, we won't need anything. So that just the pros and cons concerning beekeeping. But when you have a good mind, then you have the deep conviction in your heart that you are going to do this, so you will succeed by the special grace of God.
Thank you very much, sir. So if someone wants to learn from you now, does it take time to learn how to keep bees? Is it like how to learn for a year, or is it just for a short period of time?
It depends, but I used to give a side of relief for anybody who especially has passed through stages of education, especially like tertiary institution students. I used to personally under the South Farms and Livestock. What we usually do for indigent students, those are in the university or in the polytechnics or college of education that do not have means to survive, you can try and lecture them, teach them. They will visit one of our farms. So after visiting that, within 2 to 3 months, they will become a salient beekeepers. But we will just be tutoring and mentoring them until they become somebody. And we usually do that for free, especially for indigent people. But like we do that, we also make a attach fee or payments for those who really want to learn as well. You know, you cannot make everything free. When you make it free, people will not
Take it for
they will take it for granted and they will take it serious at all. So that is why it depends on the kind of person you think you are.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
So, after harvesting, is
Okay.
it that there's still some process that the honey has to go through before it's consumable? You can consume it just like that before it starts being all this packaged produce there.
After harvesting, the next step we take is that directly from the farm, we harvest some things together with the bees. The first and foremost is the honey.
Okay.
While harvesting the honey, you harvest the venom with it. Even though the venom is with the bees that are coming with the honey. You know, when you go and to a certain place and you took or you stole their things, they want to fight you back. So that is why some bees will follow you home. This is why you see some bees now. Then there's thing we call honeycomb. Honeycomb will as well will be harvested with it. So then there is something we call beeswax as well. It will be harvested with it. There is something we call the propolis. It will be harvested with it. But many a time, those things are not usually harvested and long on most of the time until we see somebody who wants to buy. Okay, it's based on order. I need a propolis, for instance, then we go to the farm, harvest that propolis alone, and send it. I need a honeycomb, for instance, we go to the farm, harvest that honeycomb alone, then we send it. But honey, you know, is something that is can use as much as 7 years on ground, and it won't expire, and not it won't at all.
Expiring date.
No expiring date for honey, because it's also a preservative for other things as well. So honey can be used to preserve another thing. So something that is used as a preservative, nothing can be used to preserve it.
So it's not
So
like
it's just natural.
you sheave it.
Not at all. So
Just like
after
that.
coming from the farm, so there is a machine there. It's a process machine. So we just put it there. That machine will separate the honey from the beeswax from the pollen from the propolis from the honeycomb and the likes. Then we now sell to those who need. We have some people who used to buy the beeswax. That one is used to prepare, to manufacture the oil, that's the cream, perfume, and the likes. They buy from us. So, and we have those people who buy honey. But majorly we sell honey because the environment does not recognize every other aspect of those things that bees also prepare or provides for us. Even though there are many things that are attributed to those bees that are much more important even than the honey. But due to the environment we find ourselves, we sell or we broadcast much what people want to hear so that we will be able to sell. I can't say I'm selling propolis. The question will be too much. What is propolis? What do they use it for? What is this? What is that? Like for instance, pollens they are used to treat diabetes, hypertension, as well as the propolis as well. But no, how many people knows it? Finally on that, the bee venom is collected from those bees. So then it will not, it's just like a sting of bee. When you put it in your hand like this, there is a specific vein in your hand or in your legs or anywhere around your body where you must use it to pierce the hair, to sting. Then from there, it will relieve you of many unforeseen illnesses, unforeseen such as malaria, typhoid. You become active while using those bees, those bee venoms. But we give these venoms to some people maybe for free because of the environment we find ourselves. But we know that you know the importance of bee venom, then it is sold. We will sell it in bulk to people who understand it. So that's just the summary about it.
Thank you very much.